Hi, I'm Faisal. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Polyfins Technology. I'm here to talk about our product, Tibot. Meet Jeff. Jeff is like any one of us. He wakes up a day and he finds a sudden rash on his skin. What does he do? What are his options? If he wants to see a doctor, a dermatologist, the typical wait time to see a dermatologist on average in the US is 32 days. We have 13,000 dermatologists, around 13,000 dermatologists in the US. What Jeff actually needs is he needs a tool using which he can do an instant analysis of his problem, learn more about what he might actually have. It's better than searching for Google. Okay, I hope this is better. So Jeff, what he would do today is probably search on Google and find incorrect information. What we want him to do is find more accurate information about the actual problem which he has, and then decide, should he take time off and visit a doctor, take the appointment, and especially if it is on a child, it becomes very difficult whether you take time off or you wait, and you can risk, it can worsen and so on. So enter Tibot. Tibot is, it can be used, it's a tool which can be used on any device. The user starts by taking a picture of the skin problem, answering a few questions pertaining to the actual problem he or she has, and then get a final prediction of the probable skin condition which they might have. So Tibot uses deep learning and machine learning to come up with its predictions. It covers 90% of common skin problems. It has been validated clinically with 85% accuracy. And it is a patient decision support tool. So it's in line with FDA. We are very clear, we do not provide a diagnosis. If you see the result, we give them probabilities of the 3 conditions which they might have. So the goal of Tibot is to be better than searching on Google and finding incorrect information. Tibot, the overall goal for Tibot is to be a complete skincare management system. It starts off with self-triaging. The journey of a patient, especially when it relates to dermatology, starts with someone trying to find out what their problem might be. So that's where we want to come in the picture. The second part is a confirmation by a doctor, where the doctor actually diagnoses and provides the diagnosis and a care plan. From that point, we monitor and manage the progression of the disease, and then we also get into preventive care. One of the first things when it comes to management, we are launching an eczema app. So this is in line with the management, disease management, which the previous company talked about, but we are very focused on skin-related conditions. So with eczema, a doctor will prescribe you a personalized care regimen, and our AI will be used to track the progression of eczema. As you know, eczema is a chronic disease. There's no cure for eczema as such. It needs to be managed. A lot of children, 7% of population in the US suffer from eczema, and it's more prevalent in kids and children, and it needs to be managed. Most of them grow out of eczema, but for some of them it's a lifelong problem which needs to be managed. Using our AI, we can manage the progression of eczema, see what are your triggers, what works for you, what is the care plan which actually is customized and tailored to you. So we use our AI to give you an exact monitoring for eczema and tracking the triggers and symptoms. Under the hood, Tibot comprises the diagnostic engine or the prediction engine, comprises of 3 components. To the top, it's an image analysis tool, which uses deep learning, which everyone might have heard about, to come up with the prediction of what the user might have. We also use symptoms, because when a dermatologist looks at a picture, sometimes 2 conditions look the same, so you have to correlate that with the symptoms which the patient might have. So these symptoms are expert knowledge. This is gleaned from a lot of medical information out there about what causes eczema, and if you have psoriasis, it is likely to be hereditary, it's likely to run in family. So information like this is used to input into the prediction engine. And the third and last and the most important is machine learning based on past experience. So as we get data from users, we get data from different countries. It's a global product. It can be used anywhere. We get data from countries. We get the symptoms and the skin conditions. And we learn patterns of skin problems, and we are able to detect and predict much better day by day. So as we get more data, we get better and better. So that's the 3 pillars based on which we make a prediction. Our business model is we have an option for users to get an online dermatologist consultation. We charge $49 for each consultation. This is with a dermatologist. Second is a skin disease management. We plan to that has not been released yet. We plan to release for $20 a month. And third is partnering with online pharmacies for when people decide to purchase from within the app. Our market size, US teledermatology market is $1.2 billion. And surprisingly, when it comes to telehealth, dermatology makes a large chunk of telehealth. It's around between 30 to 40% of all telehealth visits. It's dermatology related because it is very easy to diagnose a skin problem online. The global skincare market is a huge market of $10 billion. Our go-to-market is we want to approach users by running online digital marketing campaigns, social media campaigns, and we will get paid users for our teledermatology, which will be the users who use our AI engine to find out, and if it's something which is concerning, they have the option to consult with a dermatologist from within our app. We also have partnerships with Walgreens in the US for medicines which they can buy online from our app. These are some of the competitors, some of the people. A lot of action is happening in the entry point of patient care, right? So when the patient decides to enter the healthcare system, there are a lot of companies trying to control that part of it. 98.6 is a provider which gives chat-based live support. There are a few AI companies which could provide diagnosis for all skin conditions, but Tibot is very particularly focused only on skin. And we use diagnostic engine, and we also have skin management, which is going to come soon. This is a team. It's me. I have a background in technology. SHAHID, who's my co-founder and who's here in this room today. We know each other for the past 20 years, and we had a previous startup which we successfully exited before. Mark is a chief medical officer. He's a certified dermatologist, licensed to practice in 25 states in the US, and a lot of telehealth experience, which actually helps. Our product is available on Android and iPhone Play stores and app stores. It can also be used without downloading any app. Any one of you can try the app. We launched in 2018. We've worked with a lot of companies. We have 25,000 downloads so far. We did a campaign where we used our app in a refugee camp in Bangladesh, where it was used by dermatologists to to expedite the evaluation of patients. We also did a case study where we compared our predictions with those of doctors in rural areas in India, and we found that we perform much better than those doctors who are misdiagnosing patients in rural and semi-urban areas. These are our financials. We've already launched, well, we will be launching the doctor consultation in the US, just working out a few legal aspects. We will be launching the disease management app mid this year, and we plan to be profitable by the end of this year. This is a long-term plan. If anyone is interested to know more about our company, our growth plans, we are ready to talk to you. But one thing I want to point out here is that huge spike you see. This is where we are expecting that our AI would have learned so much that we can provide a lot more care by AI and not having to go to a doctor so often, right? So when we start managing our users' skin problems, especially when it's eczema and psoriasis, chronic problems, we can provide them a complete package, including doctor consultation, and just with proactively monitoring and using AI, we can get better and more efficient, and that's why you see a spike in our revenue. The doctors are still there. They still need to do the prescription, but we just manage the user's problem so well. If anyone's interested, we're raising funds, $250,000 safe round, and thank you. Questions? Yes, please.
Presentation. I have two questions. First is, the second step was consulting dermatologists. So how many dermatologists do you have and what's the turnaround time? Second question is, you're building the AI kind of image recognition model. The very famous paper from Stanford on melanoma came there for 30,000 very well targeted images on which they trained data set only for melanoma. But looks like you are targeting a whole variety of conditions, and especially eczema, which is much harder just because of the variability. So how do you plan to go with that?
Okay, so the first question is when we say telehealth, how many doctors we have? So we have launched this globally. We have some doctors in India who work with the Indian patients and in Asian region. Obviously, the US patients will be treated by US doctors. We have 2 dermatologists on board. We work in a model called store and forward, which is not live. The user submits a case. The dermatologist will review it offline and provide feedback, and the user and the prescription and so on. And we are looking for dermatologists to join our board if anyone is interested. And the second question was Stanford published a paper, I believe in 2017, where they evaluated performance of detection of melanoma with dermatologists, and their classifier did much better than dermatologist. With our app is an end user app. It's meant for end users. If you see the data set of which Stanford trained on was very particular close-up image of tumors, right? A melanoma, non-melanoma, and basal cell carcinoma, and all those things. But our product is trained on end user images. So this is me taking a picture like this of a problem on my skin, right? So that gets very complicated. The problem they addressed was very finite and was good for research, but when you apply that in practice, you have to gather all these images taken in different backgrounds, lighting conditions with a lot of other variability. So that's what we've trained our system, and we cover, as I said, 90% of common skin conditions. So since this is an end user tool, we want to give them a good understanding of what they might have.
Just take one more question.
Okay, sorry, yes, one more.
You have at least 2 dermatologists here of the 13,000. I have 3 questions.
Yes.
So follow-up of that question, how many images did you use to train your, and the second, that was first, second, is it TensorFlow, is it Inception, what model are you using? And the third was, actually just let's
There's two questions. So this is a very good question about the data. We have trained on 100,000 images. And this is very important. These images has been collected by us clinically. A large portion, not all of it, a large portion has been collected by us in outpatient clinics. So this is regular, not images from the web or from libraries, online libraries. This has been collected, end user pictures, which has been labeled by dermatologists. And this gives us the advantage because, as you know, in AI, data is one of the most important piece. The technology we use TensorFlow, which is actually a library, and the model we use is Inception.
So remember my third question.
I don't
Has this been run through? What does the output look like for you? Because I've done TensorFlow actually with images from Google. Actually, me and my son, who's a 17-year-old, over the weekend built something like this, and that's why I'm so interested. It gives us top diagnosis, 98% chance, right? I'll tell you that. How many differential are you giving a differential diagnosis?
Yeah, we give 3. If you see one of the pictures, the top 3 is what we provide. And again, it's, you can just download images from the internet, Google images, and run a model. But to apply this in practice, and as you know, as a dermatologist, correlate that with symptoms, that is the most important piece. And then having the data of so many users, we have 25,000 downloads so far, and we have around 15,000 people who have used our app. So we have a lot of data about people. Obviously, we are HIPAA compliant. Our entire architecture is HIPAA, and we're GDPR compliant. You can go and delete your data, and it's gone. But the models which we train on is very valuable. So that's what helps us.